What's up, my YouTube family? It's your sister from another Mr. Lovely Fly Shy, back with another video. Thank you so much for clicking on another video of mine. It is greatly appreciated. The support, it means so much to me. If you all are new here on this channel, I talk about a host of issues ranging from addiction, mental health. I share my many testimonies that I've experienced throughout my lifetime thus far. And basically this is just a healing and recovery channel, so if that interests you, please drop me a like and feel free to subscribe. I greatly appreciate the support. And without mumbling and going crazy, let's get into the video. Alrighty, you guys, happy Saturday. I hope you all are having a very, very good and very positive, uplifting Saturday thus far. All is well on my end. My apologies if I look really oiled up. A part of it is sweat, thanks to my AC deciding that it wants to go in and out. But aside from all that, I'm here, I'm ready, and I'm definitely just ready to get this off of my chest. And I know a lot of you can relate, so that's why I was really just inspired and intrigued to just get this video out, no matter how uncomfortable it is to make, no matter how uncomfortable it makes me feel. I think it's just very important to just get it out, period. So, excuse me, got some hair in my mouth. In advance, I'm gonna give you guys a second, go and get some water, some juice. I have both. I have some delicious peach juice that my little sister, who's pregnant, just got me hip to. She brought this over yesterday, so thanks, sis, appreciate you. And I got my water, so don't mind me if you guys see me drinking out of the jug. I'm really trying to up my water intake and all that. So alrighty. So today I would like to talk about being the black sheep of the family, how that has made me feel, some of my experiences, and basically what I'm doing moving forward, you know, to just continue on my journey of life nonetheless, with or without these said individuals that I'll be speaking on in this video. So yeah, let's get into it. Now also this video will be in reference to parents, siblings, grandparents, cousins, grandpas, uncles, whatever, your whole family. So yeah, the title of this video is going to be titled Black Sheep Turned Generational Curse Slayer. Now I really like that one. I was like, oh yeah, that's a good one. Black Sheep Turned Generational Curse Slayer. We gonna slay these curses. We gonna destroy them. We gonna break them. You know, and most of all, we're gonna heal. So yeah, let's get into it. So let me get comfortable. That's another thing I want to practice in my videos, is just being more relaxed, not feeling like everything just has to be perfect. You know, you could set your intention and your ambiance off camera, but when you're on camera, I think it's just important to just be yourself. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm just gonna chill out and relax. So the reason why I'm making this video is because I guess it was certainly meant, I was certainly meant to see what it was that I saw that inspired the making of this video. And it has to deal with family and toxic family members at that. And, you know, always just feeling as though you were all like the outcast, the oddball. You know, you weren't good enough for anyone to include in whatever it is that they were doing, you know. And all of this is just coming from the fact that not only am I awakening to the truths of, you know, like just growing up with my mom and, you know, her side of the family and all of that, but also the truth about like my dad and his side of the family and everything, and how they have treated me, and how, you know, a lot of their behaviors have caused, you know, different psychological or mental and emotional effects on me today that I'm now healing from. So basically, I don't really know how to explain it. Sorry guys. I've been pretty estranged from my family since, I guess, since for as long as I can remember, you know. I always remember, like, my dad's mom, she would always treat me differently than she would treat my cousins, which are my uncle's kids, my dad's brother's kids. And it was like they were the golden kids in her eyes, could do no wrong, you know. But when it came to me, and still to this day, I still can sense this energy. You know, energy doesn't lie. No matter what people may say out of their mouths, energy doesn't lie. So I'm not going, like, I know that I'm not crazy for feeling what I feel and for knowing what it is that I know to be true today. Because it's what I've experienced over the years, you know, and it's been a constant pattern repeatedly, and it's like nothing has changed. So it's clear to me with this, where I stand in these individuals' lives and where the relationship stands. So yeah, back to what I was saying. You know, she was just it was just a lot of favoritism that went on, you know, and then the little teasing, disguised as jokes, or, you know, I'm just playing and things like that. Whether it would be about my weight, because, you know, as I said, you guys, I was very skinny. You know, they'd call me all kinds of names, and it would be masked as jokes, so I thought it was jokes, whatever. And lo and behold, this said grandmother had to come and live with me temporarily. It was temporary, you know. And during that time, I began to see certain things, and because I was in my own fog, you know, I was very heavy into alcohol during these times, and the gambling, and, you know, I had my own stressors going on as far as like dealing with my abusive ex. I just kind of was in that fog and in that state of awareness. I really didn't put the pieces officially together until after the fact, like once the smoke has cleared, and, you know, now that I'm in basically a sober state of mind and I have the ability to handle these things head on today and mentally, I started seeing like, so this is who she was all of this time. You know, when you try to reason, you try to listen and be empathetic, or even show sympathy to the fact that, you know, number one, people are just so stuck in their ways, and they've been indoctrinated to believe that they should live a certain way or treat others a certain way because of how they were treated, you know. And it's just a lot, and that's where the generational curse and things, that's where that stuff comes in. But lo and behold, to fast forward from all that, you know, this said grandmother, she always tells me any chance she gets, not only is she constantly, now this is not coming from a place of envy, jealousy, conceit, any of that. Like, I wholeheartedly wish every last one of my family members well, you know, despite what it is that they're doing in their lives. If they're doing something good, they're doing something positive, hell, that motivates me. And I'm never going to feel any certain way behind my family member's success. You know, if anything, that's going to motivate me to want to become successful as well. But I would notice that she would always just constantly always bring up my cousins to me, bringing them up. you know, never once asking me like what it is that I was working on, or, you know, what my endeavors were, like what are my dreams, what are my desires, what are my passions, like, or not even wanting to get to know the side of me that perhaps she doesn't know. And truly, it's like, do any of them know? Because honestly, I'll admit, I've had to put on several different faces in my life to, I guess, make certain people in my life feel comfortable. You know, and one of the biggest faces that I've had to carry in this life is the face of invisibility, like having just the need to make myself invisible, to make myself small, to just make myself, even though I'm in a room full of these people, I just want to make it as though I don't even exist, because that is how they've made me feel, you know. And she'd always say, you know, family is everything, you know, family is so important, you know, and basically this narrative of pretty much let bygones be bygones, you know, whatever you feel, whatever emotion you may feel, or whatever these people may have done to you, forget all of that, you know, just family is family. You're just supposed to love your family no matter what, right? That's always been the narrative. And it's just like, I understand that communication goes both ways. You know, I have to put in the effort, and I have to communicate and things like that, and reach out and such. But when I have done that, like say when I've reached out to my cousins, or I've reached out to my other family members, my aunts or my uncles, or whatever the case is, it's always met with like, I want to say, it's always met with as if like, you know, with like a spirit of being nonchalant, and so it like, I don't matter, you know, engaging with me doesn't matter, you know, seeing how I'm doing doesn't matter, just regardless of what I have going on in my life, that just doesn't matter. Yet I have to hear about everyone else, all the trips everyone's taking, all the things people are doing, and everything like that, but no one cares to ask me what's going on with me, you know. And so I was just on Instagram earlier, and I seen that actually, before I say that, excuse me, you guys, I was on Facebook yesterday, and I seen that my older cousin, she's just a couple years older than me, but I haven't seen this girl in at least like 10 plus years. I can't even tell you guys the last time I seen her. I was probably a freaking kid when I last seen her. She was out here, her mom was out here, and I think her mom's sister. The moms are like my cousins, I guess. Like, they're all my cousins. Mind you, all of them, I'm sure, are certain that I live here. So, you know, if this ever got back to them or anything like that, can't nobody be like, oh, well, we don't know if she, like, no, they ain't no excuse. Everybody knows that I live in Vegas. So, but yeah, I see them. They were all posted up. Looked like they was at some like beach party or pool party or day club, something like that. Big chilling, right? Taking pictures and just living their lives. And shit, I didn't know they were going to be here. I mean, had they let me know prior, like, hey, you know, we're coming to town, whatever, and let me know, I would have, you know, I would have put my, you know, I guess you could say pride to the side and, you know, try to let bygones be bygones. But they didn't make that attempt. And why should I be responsible to make that attempt if I didn't even know they were coming here? You know, so like, that didn't make sense to me. So then I was like, whatever. Then I get on Instagram today, and I've seen that my two cousins, the Golden Kids, they were out here. And I was just like, yo, nobody said nothing. Like, I didn't know they were coming out here or anything. Nothing. Like, at all. And, yeah. They living it up. But I bet you in the next couple of days, I'm going to hear about, oh, you know, your cousins were out there. Why didn't you call them? Why didn't you reach out to them? But didn't you just say it goes both ways? If they know that I live here, shouldn't they have been calling and reaching out to me to make sure that, hey, you know, we've seen that earlier in this year, you know, she has been traveling a lot. Let's double check, make sure she's in town. I can understand that. And, you know, we could have set something up like that. But, you know, this is just a recurring thing. And this is basically just me sharing my experience to let you guys know that if this is you out there, you are not alone. Like, I've always been the one in my family that's left out of everything. Nobody has ever showed up and shown out for me at all in my life. And it's crazy. And I know that what it's going to take is for other people to start celebrating me on a large scale and probably nationally, you know, to where, you know, they cannot help but see it, you know, because some of these individuals, you know, they have me on social media. They can't say that they don't see some of the things that I post or, you know, whatever the case is. And granted, you know, I don't hope this doesn't come off as me, you know, sounding entitled or, you know, insensitive, because that's not the case. I do understand that everybody has their own life and their own issues and their own problems and stuff that they're dealing with. I get that. But don't preach to the gospel in the next breath, in the same breath, about how family is this and family should be that and family should be this, but no one's really making a huge effort, you know? And if, like how I mentioned, I have reached out to my cousins, and like I'll try to reach out to them on Instagram. Like I think there was a time, and it actually kind of like really hurt my feelings, but there was a time I had commented on my my cousin's picture, and I'm like, oh my God, you look so beautiful. Like, you know, just you know, telling her all of these nice things and telling her, like, you know, I love you so much. Like, you're doing so good. I'm so proud of you. I forgot what I said. I don't know what I said. But she didn't fucking acknowledge it, nothing. And I'm just like, wow. And, you know, that hurt, you know. Because these are the very people that have been, you know, some sort of influence in my life that I've always, you know, probably in certain ways looked up to and wanted to be like, but felt as though I was not enough. But of course today I know that I'm enough. I'm more than enough. You know, I'm enough in my own right. And I don't have to be like anyone else. I don't have to conform to anyone else's ideologies just because they've been traditionalized and indoctrinated to believe that this is the way life is supposed to be, when I'm a free thinker. And I think that's the other biggest problem with us black sheeps. You know, we're free thinkers. And, you know, one thing that I wanted to touch on, I actually took notes on this because it's really important for me, but, you know, when I seen their videos and their stories and stuff on Instagram, a part of me really felt like really bad. I was feeling sad because a part of me was like, well, you know, how wonderful it would have been to, you know, to connect with them and you know, to have fun and whatever. But then reality set in, and I wondered, like, would the connection even be real? Would it even be authentic? Would it even be genuine? You know, or would it be one that exuded awkwardness, you know, with underlying tones of jealousy, resentment, deceit, envy? And for what? Like, you wonder, why do these things exist in families? You know, everyone is in such a rush, I find, in these toxic, dysfunctional families. Everyone is in such a rush to become the biggest and the best thing in the family. The number one. You know. And they don't realize that they carry that crabs in a bucket mentality with them. By having that attitude, by feeling like, you know, they have to compete with their loved ones and their flesh and blood. You know, regardless of what status I attain in this life, how much wealth I attain, one thing that will remain the same with me is my attitude, my values, my morals, my mentality, all of that. Because I know how it is to be broke. I know what it's like to be broke. Or excuse me, let me rephrase it, without money temporarily. Or I know what it's like to struggle. I know what it's like to feel completely alone and completely estranged from your so-called family. These people that should be uplifting you and supporting you. And that support doesn't have to come in the form of financial support, but in the form of emotional, mental, psychological, spiritual support. All that is lacking today. And this is me sharing these experiences, is me allowing you all to just, if you have been feeling like you want to cut your family off, or whatever the case is, whatever has transpired, cut them off. If these people make you feel a certain way about yourself, they make you second guess yourself, or you feel you don't feel included, you don't feel valued, understand that your true tribe will attract you, and they'll surround you if they aren't already. And one thing that I wanted to mention is, it's crazy how strangers will love you more, they will cherish you more, and they will value you more than your own flesh and blood. And that's just the reality today, you guys. And that's something that we all need to come into acceptance of. It's going to be our own families, our own blood, right, that will turn their backs on us, stab us in the backs if they have the opportunity to, mock us, laugh at our pain, not even think to offer any type of words of encouragement, or just a shoulder to lean on, a hand to pick you up out of whatever it is that you've fallen into. That doesn't exist today. And it's truly sad. It's truly, truly sad. And I'm just thankful that I see what it is for what it truly is, for what it has always been today. Eyes wide open, clear as day. I see it for what it is, on all sides, on all angles and all aspects. And I don't hate my family. I don't wish anything wrong upon them. I still wish them well. But one thing's for certain, I will never forget those who in my time of need didn't ask me if I needed a piece of bread or a cup of water. And because of what I've been seeing, and because what I know to be true today, it's important for all of us to remember these things. I'm not saying hold grudges, but just remember, because circumstances don't last forever, and the tables do turn. And those who have been down for so long, we do rise again. And as I go on this journey of rising above, rising up, awakening, and returning back to my true inner divine self, I'm just coming to see that, loneliness ain't that bad after all. Because you know what? When you're alone, at least in your loneliness, you have clarity. You have strength. So, excuse me, guys. I tend to get passionate. But no, all BS aside, I had to get that out because I was feeling some type of way. And I was like, should I even talk about this? Like, but it's a part of my journey. It's a part of my story. And I also, excuse me guys, my nose is acting up. I'm finally feeling better, but my nose is still acting up. But when it comes to writing, or you know what, I'll save that part. When it comes to sharing these parts of my story and these parts of who make me me, the reality is I haven't touched the tip of the iceberg. It's in my writing where I am able to unleash and truly communicate these emotions and delve deeper into what's kept me in this mental prison for so many years. And it just truly fascinates me how things in our childhood could shape us into who we are today, and how our family can contribute to that molding. And then, out of whatever consequences or whatever vices we run into, instead of them taking accountability and at the very least offering some form of assistance in your time of need, they shit on you. They turn their backs on you, and they act like they didn't contribute to the pain that you feel today. But you know what? Some can hide behind filters, materialism, the illusion of what doesn't even exist, but they can't hide from the truth that lies within themselves. And you can try to bury it with alcohol and whatever, but it doesn't go away unless you face it. So, with that said, I want you all to continue to stay strong survivors, continue to share your stories. If you really enjoyed this video, I'll appreciate it if you can like it. Definitely drop me a comment, share your experience, especially if this resonates with you. What else? Oh, share this video on your social media platforms, Facebook. You know, I'm definitely ready, and I'm just at that point where I'm, you know, really trying to, like, not trying to, because I hate the word trying, but I'm really coming to a point where I'm taking this serious now. Like, this is what I love to do. And as I said, I'm a strong writer, and I always felt like I was just a good writer, but I've come to see and know that I'm actually a good communicator too. I can converse well as well. And you know, I guess in my times of selective muteness, I didn't realize that, but I see now that I can talk and talk and talk, y'all. So without talking y'all halfway to death, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you all remain